Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm out cruising around today. I brought my backpack, went to the store, picked up some goodies. I'm trying to make some different kind of pancakes without the use of eggs, butter, or cow's milk. So I've got an oat version you guys may have seen on my channel. Check that out, it's pretty good. I'm gonna try one with a pastry flour, which I'd never heard of. So we'll see how that turns out. But what's popped into my head here right now, it's Friday afternoon. It is July 6, 2018. I went for a little bike ride. Like I said, I got my backpack, got some water. Shout out to the Shane and the boys at Old Fools BMX for keeping it real and keeping us old. But I wanted to talk about BMX today and how it's affected my life since it's been a part of my life the entire time. In ways that as a kid I couldn't comprehend, and as I've gotten older and become more awakened spiritually and just, I guess, time and wisdom or whatever, the more that you actually sit back and think about things, the more they begin to make sense to you. So maybe the younger version of myself can't hear what I'm saying now, or the younger version of some people can't hear, but hopefully what I say wakes somebody up in a sense, or pops that little aha moment to where they can maybe go out and chase a dream of their own. I'm just using BMX as a vehicle that's been in my life the whole time, and it taught me early on to visualize stuff. So when you first learn how to ride a bike, or learn how to walk, or learn anything, for instance, we have to repeatedly do it over and over, and the only way we learn is to visualize doing it correctly, and eventually we eliminate the mistakes enough to where we can stand up and balance and kind of waddle. Then we straighten her up, and next thing you know, most of us at least are operating in an upright position. So it's the same thing in a sense when it comes to riding BMX bikes, because basically whatever it is, you first learn how to ride the bicycle. You first get on it, and it's just like walking, where you're wiggly and you don't know what the hell's going on essentially. But you keep practicing in real life and mentally, even though you don't even know you're doing it. When I go to learn new tricks and try to do things in that fashion, in that way, I will visualize that trick. I mean, I'm talking about when I was a kid learning to do just a simple no-footer, like when you jump your bike and take your feet off, put them back on. I was a no-footer I learned in the 80s, sometime in the 80s. A guy by the name of Roger Carroll, Biff was his nickname back then. Actually was the first one that I ever saw do any type of aerial trick, and it was a no-footer over a dirt jump at a BMX racing track, and it blew my mind. Keep in mind, there was no internet, there was no YouTube, you know. I didn't even have access to magazines, so I didn't even quite comprehend what BMX was, other than it was this place that I saw on Saturdays where people were racing, and there was a huge gathering of people back in the 80s. I'm talking 85 is when I first started racing, so there was a lot of people out there. But in practice, what I'm saying specifically is use your mind to visualize whatever it is you want to do. Use your brain. I don't care if it's a physical act to where you're completing a BMX trick, or learning a new language, or learning a new anything. You've got to visualize it, and you've got to keep practicing it in real life. So you got to take that visualization and bring it into real life. Otherwise, it never counts. So you can have the best idea in the world. If you can't bring it out into this world that the rest of us operate in, then guess what? The idea is worthless. So bring these principles and these ideas, at least the good ones, into practice. And this can work for a number of things. It doesn't even have to be a physical thing at all. This can work for bad behaviors, you know. Maybe every time you start go for a cigarette or something, you decide not to, and you in turn replace that message that your brain's telling you need a cigarette with, I need a glass of water. So every time you go for a cigarette, instead take a drink of water. Maybe not a whole glass, because I used to smoke, and man, I would be overweight in water weight, because I smoked way too much. But as time's progressed, we learn how to eat, and we also learn how to get back up when we fall again. So I'll wrap this one up real quickly on the premise that failing is okay. Failing is good. Without failing, you will never succeed, ever, 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 ever. So fail away, get out there, go after your dreams. You are the one that drives your vehicle, nobody else does. So don't listen to people. If in your mind and in your body and in your awareness, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, if that is working and that's what you feel is what you should be doing, and it's not morally encompassing anyone, then go out there and get it and do it for you. And while you're doing it, try to be cool to other people. There's no reason to be an asshole. Say hello to people randomly walking by. There's no reason at all not to be kind to people. And the more you are on a daily basis, the more it comes back to you. So don't be surprised if you try it. And hold the door. Say hello to an old lady or someone your own age. Just say hello. How are you? How's your day? What do you do? I mean, even have a whole conversation with a random person. It's extremely exhilarating, because guess what? It's probably something that wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have said anything to them. Their day would have continued on like nothing. Today, I had this afternoon off work. It's a nice, beautiful Friday here in town. It's 80 degrees. Weather's money. I left my house with one intent. That was to get a few things from the store and grab lunch. And then the rest of my journey is completely unwritten. So the rest of my afternoon, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't care. I'm just going to go riding my bicycle around. We're beautiful downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana. We got fountains. We got a whole group of bums over there. They're people too, folks. They're people too. They're just falling upon bad circumstances, and don't act like you never fallen upon bad circumstances. So give them a break. You don't have to give them any money, but give them a break. Don't be rude to them. And wish them good luck and Godspeed and all that stuff. So for BMX, get back up, heal. You're gonna get hurt and hurt and hurt and hurt. Example, getting back up, Matt Hoffman, M-A-T, Hoffman. If you've never heard of him, look up the movie The Birth of the Big Air. It's on Netflix currently, or just look up his autobiography, and or just look him up online. He's a pro BMX rider. My name is Matt Hoffman. Once you check him out, you'll be amazed at the resilience one can have. He was inspired by one Evel Knievel. So with that said, folks, hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and if you have any questions about BMX, about how I prepare for things, about food, about any of that kind of stuff, I am not a professional as far as nutrition or chef goes, but I am learning, and I invite everyone to come learn with me. It's a pretty good ride, and it's exciting, and it's a lot better than going to McDonald's every single day or every single week. So cheers everybody for the Rich Hoppy experience. This is Rich Hoppy. I'm out.